Alright, y'all, you know what time it is. We back for another one. We gonna be on the road, baby. Let's keep a good thing going. We gotta keep a good thing going. So you already know what time it is. We gonna get into part 4, your Drew Hill group dynamics video. You feel me? Today we gonna get into our boy Nokio, our Aquarius. You feel me? We see a little bit about how that fixed energy, you feel me, works out for you. You feel me? So you already know what time it is. You feel me? Let's keep this good thing going, baby. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it rolling. Y'all already know how we do. So y'all know what time it is. Come on with it.
Oh, I tell you, like, I'm like the 2020 Petey Powder on this motherfucker. Nah, fuck that, nigga. I'm like P in this bitch. Look. Bad little bitch, call me daddy though. Met the little baby up in cameo. Classy little bitch and not a ratchet hoe. She be dancing in the mirror.
Okay, then we got my boy Nokio, you feel me? Nokio was born January 21st, 1979. He on that cusp. He's one of those cuspers. But we ain't gonna talk about it. He's an Aquarius, you feel me? So Nokio, he got added to the group. We know it started with Sisqo and Woody, but then Nokio came along, you feel me? Now Nokio, he was more so known, around the neighborhood, as a guy. He played instruments, he was into music and whatnot, you feel me? But Woody was really the one who brought everybody together. So Nokio got cool with Woody first, and then they got cool with Sisqo, you see what I'm saying? But Woody was already cool with both of them, so that's kind of how that went. But as far as Nokio as a person, you feel me, he was always known, even as a younger guy, he wanted to be a businessman. He walked around in business suits and things like that. He played instruments, you feel me. He's the one person out of the group who actually played instruments, you feel me. Was actually more into the music aspect than the singing aspect of it, you see what I'm saying? And with him being ruled by Saturn, it made sense that he would want to have that business aspect. He would want to be more involved in the business, more so than, being seen or being in a spotlight or anything. With him being ruled by that Saturn, you feel me, it makes sense that he would be more into the business aspect of it, walk around in suits and things like that, and kind of, just put himself more so in that light. Even from the other members and things like that, they were saying how you would think that the people who we hear on the tracks are the favorites, but actually they were saying Sisqo and Nokio were the favorites of, like, the executives and things like that. They were actually the ones getting the favoritism within the group, which you wouldn't have expected. You would have expected to be Sisqo and Jazz because they do the majority of the singing. But behind the scenes, that wasn't the case. Although they liked, appreciated their talent, the value, like, you see what I'm saying? The value that they brought to the group was different. You see what I'm saying? Nobody else brought this aspect to the group. You see what I'm saying? No one else brought the writing and the ability to arrange and put a song together. You see what I'm saying? Like, you just sing. You see what I'm saying? This is from the executive's point of view. You just sing. You see what I'm saying? They can make hits for how many other people over here? You see what I'm saying? This is how they looking at it. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of benefited him in a way. Like I said, him just being the only air sign in the group and having his way in his own little lane. You see what I'm saying? So all of these things really all were benefits of Saturn for Nokio. So like I said earlier, him walking around in those business suits and things, him wanting that status. You got to remember that status element of Saturn. Think of Capricorn. They like that status. It's more about the work with Saturn. You know what I mean? It's more about building up to that, you know what I mean? Doing every job before you get the executive position, understanding the hard work that goes into things that you do. You see what I'm saying? Not just starting out as the band director. You started out you didn't even play an instrument. You see what I'm saying? You carry the band stuff around. Then you slowly learn to play this instrument. You slowly learn to play it. And you see that in Nokio with his Saturn elements. You see he had that discipline. You see he started out in band. He didn't even sing. He didn't even dance. But what he wanted required him to buckle down and discipline and learn those things. So that's what he did. You probably wouldn't have even known any difference. You see what I'm saying? That's that Saturn benefiting him. You see what I'm saying? That Saturn is what allowed him to garner that respect as well from executives because they saw his willingness to work. You see what I'm saying? You gotta understand that. You know what I mean? Like other bosses see other bosses. You know what I mean? Like other people recognize that. You know what I mean? So you always gotta keep that in mind with Saturn. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily just about, it's not just look at me. It's no, I work to get here respected. You know what I mean? If you understand, you gotta know the difference. And that's kind of like the difference between the sun and Saturn, you know what I mean? Because sun sometimes could just be like, look at me because I'm me, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, sun can have that aspect sometimes. That Leo energy can have that aspect. I'm me. That's why I'm great. No, Saturn, I'm great because I did this. I know this. I did work from the ground. I built this mine. You see what I mean? You're going to respect it. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to like me. Don't even care to be liked. You know, you respect it. Because you can't outwork me. You can't outdo. You can't. You feel me? And that's how they gonna come at you with it. And I got 20 years to prove behind it. I got 30 hits. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where Saturn coming. It ain't about because I'm me and I'm great and I look good. Look how cool. None of that. No, you gonna respect this time. You gonna respect this grind. That's Saturn. You feel me? And with him being Aquarius, he has that. Now, he also has the Uranus. That's why if you ever seen his look, it's kind of changed over the years. He's the one who has, like, the different mohawks and all the different looks. And you'll be like, hold on, dude. How old are you again? Like, he has that Uranus thing, too. But that Saturn, like I said, is that element that really, why he was younger, walking around in business suits and taking himself seriously. You got to remember, Saturn is a serious energy. It ain't for the play. You know what I'm saying? It's about work hard, buckle down, stop playing, put the work in. You feel me? It's one of them from the ground up. You feel me? Ain't no shortcuts. Saturn don't take shortcuts. If you take shortcuts, now not only do you gotta go do that, I'm gonna give you 2 more tasks because you wanted to play with me on that first one, and that's how you learn how to do it right the first time. That's why you see, and people, Saturn people, Capricorn people who have a heavy Saturn aspect, they'll get that reputation of being too serious. But they're so serious because they know how it go when you fuck it up. Like, people don't understand that because they had to work from the ground. They had to get it out the mud. So they understand what happened when you try to short here and you don't learn this. It's certain shit you got to learn at each level of anything you do. So if you skipping steps and you get to the top and you get knocked out just because you weren't built yet, you weren't even ready for that yet. You done jumped out the porch too. You didn't even know what you was doing because you didn't learn what you need to learn at level 1, but you done jumped to level 10. Now you at level 10 looking stupid. Finna get sent right back to level 1. Yeah, Capricorn ain't on that. When I get up there, I work my way up here. I'm here. Came too slow. Did too much to get here to let you shake me off. Too strong, too sturdy, too much foundation. Look what I built around me. You see what I'm saying? How you go? This is gated. Look, they got the whole safety net and everything around here. They didn't prepare for all precautions. They had all contingency plans, all of that. No shortcuts. Yeah, they didn't rush right here to get this done real quick. No. Take every step how it needs to be taken. Do it how it needs to be done. It's a right and a wrong. You got to understand that. You got to understand, like I said, that'll get in the reputation of being dry. A little too serious. But you might be too. If every time you try to do a little wiggle in life, it knocks your motherfucking ass out. I'm just saying, you got to understand that about Saturn people. They can't necessarily get away with the things that other people can get away with. They got to do it step by step. One foot in front of the other. Now, for Nokia, he has the Uranus to help him. I always say, Aquarius had a Uranus, so they can get out there a little bit. But they still always have that Saturn at the end of the day. So you'll notice that about Aquarius, if you've ever been around, the male and female, as playful as they can be, as goofy as they can be, as out there as they can be, they still, at the end of the day, they know what's going on with their money. They know if you ever been around one, they ain't finna play with you about it either. They get serious. They could be as out of this world and as, when it come down to the business, when it comes down to talk about that money, when it comes down about that paper, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Now, like I said, they get a little bit more of a break than a Capricorn does, because it's just straight dry. Capricorn got to get it out the, like I said, now Aquarius, y'all get a little bit more freedom. Y'all get to change y'all hair. Y'all get to be a little bit more relatable, talk to people and engage groups and followings and whatnot. Aquarius got that friends in it, y'all get that. But they still ain't about no cash. They still about that money. That's why you see them hitting licks out here. It is what it is. Yeah, it is. They're just a little bit more fair. You might like them a little bit more while they chasing their paper. You might not like Capricorn. Hey, you might not like their style when they do what they do. Now, Aquarius might make you follow. They might make it look cool. You feel me? But they still gonna get there. Trust and believe. Trust me. But anyway, so y'all know how I get when I get to talk about them different energies. It is what it is. But yeah, that's what really helped Nokia. Like I said, as far as with those executives and things, those people with status and power. Like I said, he just had that work ethic. They could identify that in him. You know, so that also helped him. And like I said before, he's in his own lane, so he's more focused on that production aspect. He's not the dude focused on the sing. He's not going back and forth with them about who can sing the best, things like that. No, he's working on his craft. He's focused on what he's doing, that fixedness, that fixed element of him. No, I'm on what I'm on. Yeah, this what I do. You see what I'm saying? Not worried about y'all bickering back and forth about that. I ain't even finna get in all of that. You know, I'm over here in my lane. Keep this wheel straight. You feel me? And if you call yourself trying to grab the wheel and yeah, he might rock you to sleep. I ain't gonna even hold you. And the mic, I'm being nice with the mic. He definitely gonna knock you smooth clean the fuck out. You ain't gonna feel bad about it or nothing. Probably gonna make jokes about it the next time they see your motherfucker. They probably gonna have the whole room laughing about how they had to whoop your ass because you tried to stand. No, for real. See, I told you. That Aquarius, I told you. They got a different way, but they ain't playing. I'm telling you. If you know, you know. But anyway, so that's Nokia. Alright, y'all, so that was part 4 of your Drew Hill Group Dynamics video. You feel me? We got to start off with our boy Nokia, get into his chart a little bit, get into that Saturn aspect that he's going through, you feel me? See how Saturn rules him a little bit, you feel me? We'll get into it a little bit further, we'll get into that air and everything else on the next one, you feel me? But for now, we on the road, so stick with me, baby. You already know what time it is. Go on and follow me over there on Instagram, you feel me? We gonna keep it pushing, we gonna keep it rolling, so y'all know what time it is. Come on, hold on, wait now. Go on and kick back with them other parts now. Y'all know y'all gotta go check out them first 3. You feel me? And then we gonna go on into part 5, so y'all know what time it is. Come on with it.